Hey gang, this is Hein, and here is a quick little video to help you guys with the Carpe Librum project. Maybe you're absent, maybe you forgot something. Either way, I want to go over the points of emphasis. So, from any period's Google Classroom page, if you look at the left here under topics, you can go to Carpe Librum, and you see that I have attached the instructions here for you, so we can access them that way. What I'm having you do with this Carpe Librum assignment is you guys are playing the role of book critic. You have read a book, I watch you do it every single day, and I am forcing you to have an opinion on it. I know I'm a monster. I apologize. Okay? So, for your first Carpe Librum assignment, you are going to become a critic. I'm not just throwing you out to the wolves and saying, make up your own review. I do have some guidelines for it. So, let's go over it. We're going to begin with a synopsis. You can think of a synopsis like a summary. You are going over the main plot of the story. The whole reason anyone would read a review is maybe they're interested in reading this book, going to see this movie, visiting this restaurant, whatever it is. So it's important right off the bat, you give us the overview of it. What did you read? How would you summarize it? Do not give away the ending if it's a surprise ending or something like that, but set up the book, tell us the genre, sort of set the scene for what type of story it is. From there, the real review parts come. Okay, so begin with strengths and weaknesses. What did you think was done well? What needed to be done better? Okay, I know that you guys are reading professional authors here, but I'm going to force you to do some critical thinking and to pick out some things that could have been better. It doesn't just have to be about plot. I liked this, I didn't like this, okay? It could be about the way the author wrote dialogue. It could be about the actual characters. Were they likable? Did you hate them every time you had to read about them again? It could be that they didn't explain something well. Maybe something was confusing, okay? Maybe you want to say a strength is that they had really good cliffhangers, and at the end of every chapter, you just wanted to go on and read to the next one, okay? Maybe they did a really bad job of setting the scene. Whatever it is, strengths and weaknesses, really dive in there. Put on your critic's hat. Okay? You are also going to do a character analysis. I would recommend you do it on 1 to 2 characters. I wouldn't try to do more than that. If you insist, then you insist. But what I'm looking for in a character analysis is what sort of a journey did this character go on? Okay. What were their motivations? Did they get what they wanted out of the story? Did they change? Did they learn anything? Did they stay exactly the same? Do a deep dive into a character and really think about how did you feel about them? How do you think the author wanted you to feel about them? Did your opinion change on them from the beginning to the end of the story? Spend some time really diving in on a character or two and everything and anything you can say about them from the beginning of the book to the end of the book. Now, this next section is you really need to be a critic here. You are going to pick a section of the book and essentially you're going to rewrite it for the author. Okay. If you could change something, maybe there was a twist you didn't like, maybe there was a way that they wrote dialogue and you want to rewrite it. Maybe there was a character and you wanted them to make a different decision. Maybe you thought the ending sucked. Maybe you thought the middle of the book dragged. If you could change something, why, what would you change it to and why? I'm really looking forward to this. I think that'll be a fun section. The next section is, as all reviews have, a recommendation. Okay. And notice how I say, to who would you recommend this book? Maybe you would recommend it to everyone. Maybe you would recommend it to nobody. Okay. Um, Maybe it's for young adults. What are the jokes I made in class? Maybe it's for soccer moms. Okay. Maybe it's only for geezers on life support. You think this is the right book for them. Okay. Pick a group of people. And really, more than anything, it's going to be about why would you recommend it to these people? What stood out to you for the recommendation? Or maybe you can go in as to why you would not recommend it to anyone. Okay. And then the final thing that I'm asking for, and this is going to go in this section here, is a custom rating. Okay, all of you are going to come up with your own way to score these books. For an example, if I were giving a rating, I could give it 8 out of 10 ketchup bottles. Hein gives it 8 out of 10 ketchup bottles. I know you guys, my jokes are amazing. Okay. You could give it 3 out of 4 leaves on a clover. I just want to give you some examples of fun different scales that you can come up with. On a scale of Dwight to Jim, it's a Stanley. This is another thing that I'm looking forward to, but hopefully you guys can have some fun with this and come up with your own grades for it. Okay, so that is the crux of the paper. Here are the guidelines. This is going to be due Monday, October 9th. It should be 750 to 1,000 words. It should be turned in on turnitin.com. It is worth 75 points of your grade. Okay? If you guys have further questions, let me know, but hopefully that is enough work to go off of.